It's good to have you here. Let me ask you something. What if a single FAQ page on your site could become a steady, recurring $40 or $50 signal every month? Sounds small until you realize you can repeat that across a handful of pages. Now, this is where it gets interesting. You don't need a giant product or a launch team. You need a system that turns intent into a tiny email-delivered offer people are actually willing to pay for. Here's what you'll walk away with today. A compact blueprint you can run in an afternoon. Pick one high-intent Q&A page. Define the absolute minimal deliverable, wire a privacy-first checkout, and an email delivery, and run 3 quick tests that prove whether the page can pay. That's the end state. Simple, low maintenance, and measurable. And that matters because it turns passive search traffic into repeatable income without overbuilding. First up, how do you pick the right page? The best pages share a few signals. 1. Meaningful traffic from queries that imply buying or setup intent. Things like how to set up, pricing, best way to, costs, or alternatives. 2. Users who land there and return within days. Repeat visits are a subtle buyer intent wink. 3. Existing on-page conversions, even tiny ones. Newsletter signups, click to call, contact form hits. If your page has at least 2 of those signals, it's worth testing. Quick filters to discard losers. Pages that are editorial only. Pure listicles without how-to hooks. Or pages that get spammy, low-quality traffic from query intent that's informational but not actionable. If someone is asking, what is X? They're early in the funnel. Don't pick those. Focus on pages where the question contains the next step. Think setup, pricing, comparison, troubleshooting. Those are convertible. Once you've got the page, you need the minimal deliverable. This is where people trip up. They overbuild. A valid micro-offer is the smallest thing that meaningfully reduces friction for the visitor. Examples. A 1-page checklist that turns a 2-hour confusing setup into a 20-minute knock-it-out task. A 10-minute private screencast showing the exact clicks you'd otherwise fumble through. A downloadable template that replaces manual copy and paste work. Price it small and sensible. Think $7 to $49 depending on the value and complexity. Pricing logic. Keep it tied to time saved or uncertainty removed. If your deliverable saves someone 2 hours of confusion, $12 is fair. If it avoids a costing mistake or unlocks revenue, higher pricing works. Position the product as the fastest route from question to result, not a replacement for full product manuals. That framing keeps expectations aligned and refunds low. Now the delivery and checkout. Keep it email first, then privacy friendly. Don't build a heavy landing page. Use a minimal checkout that asks for an email and a payment method, then deliver the asset over email instantly. The simplest funnel is Q and AMP. A page links to a short sales blurb with benefits and a single button. Click goes to checkout. Payment confirms. Email sends the download plus a short follow-up sequence that asks a single feedback question. That single automation captures revenue and gives you early signals. Tooling. Use what keeps work minimal, a lightweight checkout provider that handles payment and receipts, and an email tool that can send an immediate download link and tag customers. The fewer moving parts, the better. If anything requires custom dev or long-form pages, skip it for version 1. Remember the 4-hour cap. Build the first version fast, then watch how it behaves. What do you measure? 3 metrics matter for a micro-offer. Conversion rate from page visitor to buyer, revenue per visitor, and refund rate. If your page converts at 0.5% with a $20 product, you're getting 10 cents per visitor. That's tiny on its own. But scale it to pages with consistent traffic and it compounds. Also watch customer feedback. One short email asking, did this solve your problem? Gives you qualitative data faster than any analytics dashboard. Run these 3 quick experiments to validate. 1. The free-to-paid test. Offer a small, free sample delivered by email and see what percentage self-upgrades when offered a paid, deeper version. 2. A price ladder. Launch at one price, then A/B, a slightly higher or lower price to find sensitivity. 3. Scarcity-free urgency. Limit the introductory offer by time or feature, not by fake stock. Real early bird benefits work and keep trust intact. Couple of practical tips. If your checkout causes privacy concerns on a faceless page, add a note about receipts and data handling. Short and clear. We only use your email to deliver the product and for optional updates. Test the entire flow yourself on mobile. If someone drops off after checkout, follow up with a plain text email. Sometimes a delivery link gets lost, and that's an easy recoverable sale. Let me give you a compact example. I worked with a faceless authority page that answered a common setup question for a small piece of software. The page had roughly 6,000 visits a month and repeat visitors. We built a 12-minute private screencast that walked through the exact setup steps, priced it at $39, and wired a single email delivery. The first month, we saw a 0.7% conversion and a 27 cents revenue per visitor signal. It wasn't world-changing, but with 3 similar pages, it turned into predictable recurring income and very low upkeep. The lesson: small, repeatable signals beat large, one-off bets. Watch out for the usual risks. Picking a page without buyer intent, overbuilding the deliverable, or creating needless friction in checkout. Mitigate by filtering pages first, forcing a 4-hour cap on the first version, and using privacy-first checkout tooling. If refunds spike, ask for feedback and tighten expectations in the product description. If you want one practical step to try this afternoon, open your analytics, find a FAQ or Q&A, a page with the highest organic traffic and a how-to or pricing query, and draft one sentence describing the minimal deliverable that removes the user's key friction. That sentence is your product. Build only that, wire checkout, and measure. You'll learn more from one real test than a week of theorizing. To wrap up, focus on intent, force minimalism, and measure the 3 numbers that actually matter. Small email delivered micro offers scaled across a handful of high intent pages are a low risk path to faceless recurring income. Let's connect the dots. The asset is the page. The product is the tiny fix. The system is the checkout plus email. Repeatable, measurable, and low maintenance. One last thing. Think about compounding. If one page gives you a 20 cents per visitor signal, 20 pages with similar intent give you real portfolio level income without adding lots of support work. Think about that for a moment. I'm Ace. If this episode helped, subscribe so you don't miss the next Systems First playbook. Check this out. Try the one sentence product draft today and see what the numbers tell you. Well, that's enough to think about for today. Appreciate you spending a few minutes with me. I'll catch you in the next one.